Tell me, darling, could we run away? We could hide away by the cactus desert blue. I can see it just a mile away from this crowded place. I could lay there next to you.
Hey friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Best Freaking Friends Forever. Thank you guys for watching, for subscribing, or liking our posts, or liking our videos down below. Comment, give us what what you want to hear, what you want to or listen to or watch about. Comment on our videos. So we appreciate that. So today on our channel, we're going to be talking about D2, The Mighty Ducks. So this is the second movie in the franchise. And it was released on the 25th of March of 1994. It grossed $46 million in the U.S., so that's $81 million. And $81 million or $46 million worldwide too. So both in the U.S. and worldwide, it grossed $46 million, which with inflation is $81 million. And then opening weekend, it made $10 million, which with inflation is $18 million. And we couldn't find a budget for this one for some reason. I don't know why it doesn't have a budget, but we couldn't find it. So we don't know if it made close to what they were going to spend on it or not. So our trivia question for you guys is, what members of the Ducks team did not return for this movie that were in the first movie?
There was a lot.
Yeah, there was a couple of them. So see if you guys can get them all.
Yeah. Like back in the day, I mean, we see it in this movie. It's very common, which they did it the way you should do it. So like a lot of times they'll make the first movie and they can't bring back the same actors for the second movie. And so like in this one, we don't get to see Charlie's mom. And
Right.
They kind of replaced her with the teacher. So that was a way to replace it, but not make it so noticeable. They don't bring back team members from the first movie into this one, but they give us new team members, but they do it in a way that just goes with the storyline. So,
Right.
Yeah. So I can't see, nowadays people are like, either bring the actor back or don't do it at all. So I can't imagine Disney being like, making the show and not bringing back the originals some way or another.
I think they will. I mean, honestly, I think they'll at least do a guest appearance, if nothing else. I mean, with their schedules, I mean, who knows? They may not be able to, or some of them may not want to come back. Like some of them haven't done acting and, they've not necessarily retired, but they just haven't done anything recently.
Right.
So they may not want to come back, but,
Right. It'll be interesting to see if Jesse Smollett comes back. Because he got fired from another show. So
yes, if they'll ask him. Or even Terry, because I feel like Terry, his brother in the movie, I feel like, or not, he was Terry. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he comes back too, because he was a big character for them.
Right.
I think he played,
Yeah, I would say we'll see them, and I can't imagine. If they don't, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it, with not bringing the original cast back some way or another.
Well, it sounds like it's not going to it sounds like they're taking the Mighty Ducks in a different route from what I've read about it. Like, because it's called the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. And I don't think, from what I'm reading, and not to give away spoilers, but because it's written, you can read it, that it sounds like Coach Bombay, it's going to be a different Coach Bombay than what we're used to seeing, I think. So, and the hockey coach is a different, he's kind of like, not a very, he's an interesting coach. So I think it's going to be a different atmosphere than what we're used to for the Mighty Ducks, but we'll see.
Right. Did you have a favorite part in Mighty Ducks 2?
I kind of like the part where, so Charlie gives up his spot to Adam, because Adam gets better after he's injured. His hand gets injured because the Iceland team, I think it was the Iceland team where they kind of took a cheap shot and did his wrist. Well, he ends up being able to come back, but their roster's full because they've taken on Russ. And Charlie gives up his spot to coach with Coach Bombay. And at the very end, so they call Adam the captain. And I thought it was kind of cool when he gives Charlie the flag at the end and lets Charlie wave it and take it around like he's the captain, like he's passing it back to him. Because we know Charlie was the captain in the first movie.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of a cool part myself.
Yeah, I like that too. Because just shows just how grown up they are and how far they've come. I don't know. I'm not sure which one would be my favorite part. Maybe as we talk about it, it'll kind of come to me, but I don't really know if I have one right at the moment. I do like that, though, where that whole situation with Charlie and the cake eater. Well, they only called him cake eater in the beginning. They never did bring it up again.
No, well, like I said, like when we talked about the original Mighty Ducks, I feel like after Adam got injured by that team that they played, I feel like that made Jesse respect him, and I feel like that was when that kind of went away. He did become a member of the Ducks at that point, so they weren't going to call him that. Like he was one of them at that point.
Yeah, so they bring in the new players.
Yes.
What annoyed me about this movie is they kept saying, well, we're the Ducks. I understand that, but you're now getting the privilege to play on the USA team. Like, that's like a big deal. You're getting really recognized. I mean, even, what's the kid's name? He wanted to be seen by scouts, which obviously that's going to happen when you're, in such a big team like that. But I like that they brought kids from all over the country, some of the best, to play with them. Mm-hmm. And, like Tony said, he's like, no, there's no way that you would bring in 5, 10 or so from one team. You would pick the best of the best around the country. You wouldn't just say, oh, here's a really good team. Now let's just add a couple extra to that team.
You wouldn't. Well, and it's funny because the teams are the places that they took the new people from, like Texas. Mm-hmm. And let's see, where else? I think one was from Florida. Yeah. Luis Mendoza was from Florida, Miami. They don't have hockey down. I mean, they're not known for their hockey. Right. Well, even the big teams that they played in the tournament, like Trinidad and Tobago. And teams like that, they're not known for hockey. Right. I mean, in all reality, which, but.
Well, yeah, even the trainer on the Iceland team, she says, no, Iceland is all green and Greenland is covered in ice. Even she says that it's kind of like opposite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny Go
ahead.
Well, it's funny you mentioned her because most of the team members on the Iceland team, they didn't speak that language. So the woman that played her actually taught them, because she was born in, Reykjavik, Iceland, and taught the actors playing the Icelandic hockey team how to speak her native tongue.
Nice.
And it was, I guess, initially Russia. They wanted Russia to be considered the role of the antagonist, so that team. But given the relations between the U.S. and Russia had improved at the time of the filming, they didn't want to rock the boat. So they made Iceland the role instead of Russia, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah. But I liked the kids that they brought in. Like the cowboy from Texas. I really like him. He's so stinking cute. And he sees the goalie getting ready to be hit. The guys are coming after. And he jumps out and lassos the boy, and he's like, where we come from, we respect ladies. I just love him. He is so cute.
All right, so they did so the new people, like you said, did come, and so we have new characters like Dwayne Robertson, who's the cowboy from Texas. We have Kenny Wu. We have Russ. Yes, he's the figure skater. We have Russ Tyler, who they meet and add on because they end up needing a spot or someone to fill the spot. So they bring him on because he has the knuckle puck.
Yeah.
Then we have Luis Mendoza, who can't stop, they teach him to. Dean Portman, he becomes the other Bash brother. And then we have Julie the Cat Gaffney, who is the goalie. Mm-hmm. I do like how the guys kind of protect the girls. Like you said, if they do see, I don't know,
Well, just each other in general, too. Yeah. I like when the Bash Brothers get the crowd, like, really riled up. Well, they see, which one was it that got put in the box?
It was Kenny Wu because he pulled the shirt over the guy's head because that's how, when they were playing street hockey, that's what Russ's brother taught them.
Right. Yeah, and he's in the crowd. I taught him that. But yeah, so then after that happened, the Bash Brothers were like getting the crowd really riled up, and they were just not, they just went on and on and on, and then they got put in the box too after that.
Yep. Which that was another cool scene too, like when they were working with the street hockey team, basically, trying to get them, because at that point USA did not like Coach Bombay, like they were mad at him, so they weren't really playing for him, but they were training, and they were Russ's brother was kind of giving them Russ was kind of giving them a hard time and making fun of them and, saying things. So he had them come work with his team, like the street hockey. And so they worked with them and kind of got them to be a team again, in a way. Well,
yeah, and to make it fun again.
Mm-hmm.
Because Coach Bombay was really grinding them and was like, you guys are going to do it. And which I liked that they brought in the brother, I can't think of his name, from the shop, the equipment shop.
Oh, okay, so it's Hans's brother, because Hans, they couldn't get him, the man, or the character, or the actor that played them, he wasn't able to come back for this movie because of scheduling conflicts. So they had him visiting his mom back in his home country, or back wherever they lived. So his brother, John, is it like Hans and Jan?
Jan, yeah.
Yeah,
Jan.
His brother, yes.
Jan and the teacher and Bombay, they start really getting down to business and seeing what their opposing teams are doing, trying to kind of really figure out how they can beat and win the championship. I know what my favorite part is. It just hit me, and I even thought of this when I was watching it. I like the very, very end where they're around the bonfire and they sing "We Are the Champions."
That's a pretty cool scene too. Yep.
I really like that.
It's pretty cool. That is a good scene.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Well, they're bonding again. Like you can see that they're a team, and that's a good way to end that movie, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got all of them there. I mean, Coach McKay's there, Jan's there, Coach Bombay's there. Like they're all, even oh my gosh, his person that comes and gets him, Bombay, kind of gets him to be Coach USA. He's even there. He's become part of the
Ibbles.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Bombay's like, give you your whistle at the very beginning. Like he wasn't even going to let him try to help.
Well, then, yeah, and then they ended up having to get the teacher, Coach, or Miss McKay, to be their coach because Bombay abandoned them during that game, and they almost had to forfeit.
Yep.
And then he comes back with the whistle, like the duck whistle, and I'm like, yeah.
Yep. Well, they changed their uniform, at the last game, which I like this uniform better than the first one.
Yeah, it's cooler. It is.
It's more, I don't know, like more rough and tough type of thing.
Well, and it's more like it fits them for where they're at.
Yeah.
Like it's, yeah.
I like that when he trains them, he has them all in a group. He's like, you're going to skate together. I'll let you out until, which I was watching this one and I remembered stuff from it. Like I remembered him training them like that. I was like, oh, thank God, I'm finally starting to remember some stuff because I was like, what is happening to me? A lot of things that I couldn't remember. This one I like better than the first one, I think.
Well, like we talked about, the kids have more personalities. Like we get to see them.
Yeah.
And I feel like they do. The storyline I think is better too.
Earlier, Shelley asked what players did not come back for the second movie. The team members come back. So we are missing Dave Karp, played by Aaron Schwartz. We're missing Peter Mark, played by J.D. Daniels. Terry Hall, who was played by Jesse Smollett. Tammy Duncan, who was played by Jane Plank, and Tommy Duncan, who was played by Dammy Tamborelli, which Tommy and Tammy were the brother and sister. She was the one that was the figure skater.
Mm-hmm.
She had a little brother, and they had joined the team. So yeah, that's 5 people that didn't make it back to this one.
Well, it's kind of interesting because Terry Hall was Jesse Hall's brother, and I'm surprised they didn't bring both of them back. So it makes you wonder what happened there with that. I mean, why they didn't bring the brothers back. I don't know. But then again, we didn't see the dad or, most of the parents either like we did in the first one. So, yeah.
Well, no, because Coach Bombay, his love interest was Charlie's mom, and we don't see her.
No, we just know that she's married now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yep. So we answered your trivia question. We thank you for watching and subscribing and commenting. We're starting to kind of get comments rolling in. So please comment and let us know if you'd like us to watch anything. We actually got a little bit of a recommendation, so we're kind of considering that. But we'll watch whatever if it's something we're not thrilled about, we'll still try. Shelley did Coming to America, so we have that. Yeah, so, and maybe, if you listen, maybe we might already even have it planned. And so, yeah, just let us know. If you read the description, our email address, we have an email for the show, for the channel. So if you don't want to publicly comment, feel free to email us as well. We would love to hear from you. And I am Tiffany. This is my BFFF, Shelley. Join us next time, friends, for another great episode.